Hello, hello. Welcome to the Matt and Glass Show, and we are spicing it up a lot today.
Yes, girl. Yes. Are you ready? Because you are
No,
about to be on the hot seat, ma'am.
girl. Okay, so
Let's
listen.
wait, wait, wait,
I'm
wait,
willing. Go ahead.
wait. Let
Go
me
ahead.
explain. So I love and live for TikTok on my downtime, and I have preferenced it to make it educational. And this
Absolutely.
one guy keeps showing up, and I'm like, okay, he's setting me up for my future. And he's called Therapy Jeff. And he listed 8 things that if you want to spice up your relationship, if you want to heat it up in the bedroom, these are the 8 questions that you should ask. I love this guy. I will always follow him. He gives good information. So Sherry,
Oh, okay. I know this guy,
ma'am,
and
ma'am.
oh, this is like a setup.
Oh, totally not a setup. A setup for later, maybe.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I would say. Okay, all right, hold on,
All
all
right.
right, wait, okay,
Get it together,
hold
girl. Get it together.
on. Go.
Okay, so just be mindful of our time. We usually only have about 20 minutes to do this. So
Right.
be mindful about your answers. So
Okay.
the first topic that he said that you should discuss, that you should ask is what, in his opinion, is his hottest body part and why?
His
Is
his hottest
yes.
his hottest body part.
And just to give some parameters, here, Sherry, generalize this, for your husband's sake.
Okay. So, my husband is a 6'2" plus white boy, but he has a pedonkadonk. So, I would say that that's the favorite.
Now, this is what he finds favorite about himself.
About himself. Like I know most men would go to like the obvious.
The
Like,
obvious, right?
okay, the obvious. But
He's proud. I love it. All right. Next question is, what is a spicy fantasy that you had that you want to keep and never fulfill? You like the fantasy. Do you think that's a question you could ask him? And I'm going to have to rearrange these a little bit to give to you. So,
yeah. So to be perfectly honest with you, yes, I could ask him these questions. But to tell you guys, the judgment would be severe.
But okay, so from a married perspective, do you think this is a good question to become a bit more intimate, even after 20 plus years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because even though we always have these ideas in our minds and we have these fantasies and we're like, I would never fucking do it. Sometimes the universe has just an opportunity and it just might be everything you hoped.
I hear you.
And that is speaking from experience.
Okay. Also, Sherry, quick little segue. I want you to ask him these questions about you. Give him the video and see what he gravitates to. Yeah. All right. Number 3, if you should ask him to give you some things that you should think about while pleasuring yourself when he's not around.
Ooh.
Have you guys ever done anything like that before?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm loving this. Got you in the hot seat, girl. I'm loving this.
I mean, okay, so I've been gone away for travel. And that's not just that. I mean, just like life gets in the way. And so maybe every so often, I will receive a quick nude pic that just that I delete instantly. But you have to do things like this. And yeah.
I love it. You are
yeah.
You are wiggling and squirming in that seat over there.
Well, because I mean, okay, yes, because at the same time, it's like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
I'm
How much do
squirming.
you really want to share and give out to the world? I get it. Explain your favorite position. And why is that your favorite position? Have you guys talked about that?
Um, I like ass up.
God love you, girl. You are so real. I live for it.
I mean, look,
That's what happens when you birth two babies. Three babies. Jesus, I forgot. Got it.
shit never lands right. So you gotta work things out.
I love it.
I mean,
All right.
3 babies, stretched out to smithereens and just used and abused, and you gotta put the shit back together.
Okay, let's see, number 5. How would you turn me on if I wasn't in the mood? So, what do you think John would say?
If he wasn't in the mood, what would I do or say?
No, other way around. If you weren't in the mood, how would he turn you on? From what he knows about you, what would
Yeah.
he do in order to turn you on and get you in the mood if you weren't in the mood?
Okay. Well, okay. To be perfectly honest, like when I am not in the mood, there is nothing.
Oh, you're one of those.
I am, but it's not for any other reason that it's like through all of our years together, I was so exhausted raising, a very, very chatty ADHD boy, an autistic boy, and a very, very like spirited teenager. So
Gotcha.
at the end of the day, I was like, I have spent so much of my energy in all of this mayhem. Don't fucking touch me. I mean, it's just everybody goes through that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So,
Absolutely.
but there are days, there are times that if I'm not feeling it,
You can be persuaded.
I can be persuaded. And
How is the question? How? What would that look
I am a big fan of oils. Huge fan of oils. Oils, massage.
Oh, you said
That's it.
oils. I thought you said boils. I was getting ready to say, what are y'all doing over there?
I want a boil thing, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Oils.
So massages,
Oils.
rub downs,
Oils, massages. And there is something new that just came into my life, and it's one of those Xfinity like muscle massager thingies.
Yeah.
This thing, okay, so this thing, you put it in certain areas and
yeah, we get it, Sherry.
You can persuade me.
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
You're asking.
I love it. This number 6 was interesting. And I've never thought about this. Your first fantasy as a child in sex, do you think that influences what turns you on today versus when you were younger? Do you think, now this would be a question for both of you, and they're all for both of you, but this one I think would be interesting to know, and I can answer this one for myself. I
want to know.
I don't remember one. I don't remember any young sex fantasies. I literally don't. I was late to the game when it came to sex. I grew up with the fear of death. If you bring home a child, it's over for you. So my parents did a good job with that. And so,
well, see, your point, you're hitting the nail on the head on a very, very important subject, is that I don't remember having fantasies either. And I don't remember having fantasies until I was already a mother.
Oh,
and it's primarily because I grew up Mormon. You don't talk about sex. What are you talking about? The fact that I had a child at the age of 18, bad enough.
Right.
And trust me, that wasn't because I was just like experiencing the best sex on the planet. It wasn't. Like, there was no that. You know what I mean?
No,
there was no wooing. There was no wooing. It was like a stupid, young, naive, and didn't know shit.
I get it. All right, number 7. What is the best part of making out with me, i.e. you, asking John this? So what do you think he would say?
The kissing.
Okay, and side question, do you guys make out on a regular basis? Like, how many
Absolutely.
times a week would you say you make out?
Oh man.
And
Okay. Depends.
making out, not leading to sex, just making out.
No, no, no. Just no, absolutely. No. No, the kissing is legit. The lip to lip action is, your lips have the most sensitivity. It's like
Mhm.
your lips are a whole erogenous zone.
Absolutely.
And when you have that connection and it's just like fireworks, it's amazing. And yeah, sometimes it's not about the sex, it's about that. It's about that connection. It's
Mhm.
wonderful.
I think I've heard somewhere that the lips, the skin on your lips and the sensitivity is equivalent to the head of a penis or a clitoris as
Or
well.
clitoris.
So
Absolutely.
that's big.
Absolutely.
I
That's
think
why,
people
yeah.
underestimate putting time into making out, foreplay. Foreplay doesn't always have to be a physical body to body. It could be necking, kissing on the neck and lip kissing and
But
like
that's the
like mine is
thing.
the clavicle area, like the clavicle, the neck, like
Yeah.
oh,
You touch the back of my neck and like,
anywhere in this from here, for some reason, from here to here. I don't know what that is. On the back, like it's the spot. Like literally, you get what you want. And you smell
mhm.
good, and you got fresh breath.
Amen.
Lord Jesus, have mercy.
Amen. Amen. Like absolutely. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, I watched it. It's like I watched this show. I think it was on HBO a long, long time ago, and it was like sex and the secrets of it or whatever. And that
Mm-hmm.
was when I found out that your lips are one of the most erogenous show, and they have the most sensitivity and it's the most sensual. I was like, holy shit. And
Right.
it's absolutely true.
Yep. I think the nipples
Mhm.
actually fall in that category as well, the nerve endings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. And then
yeah.
what's the last question? Um,
You got through them all already?
we have, and I'm sure John is grateful you're limited in your answers. um, what's
Well, I have
something
to respect him a little bit.
absolutely, absolutely. You got to live with that 6'4" giant man. Um, what's something you've not done sexually before that you want to do in the near future? That's always a good question to ask because I think it sets an idea of what to expect in the future.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's really
Absolutely.
different than what you normally do, just
Yeah.
to have a conversation about it, where you foresee it happening,
Yeah.
how do you foresee it going down if it's something, that takes a little bit of, time and preparation. But I
Oh yeah.
definitely think it's a good question. So what do you think about that?
Man, I mean, like I have several scenarios that come to mind. And then of course, you know, I have to remember that this is uncensored. But at the same time, I have to remember that my husband has friends. And they're brutal. they're
Oh,
they're
oh,
brutal. Like
I can
yeah.
imagine.
So I could say uh I would love a pole. How about that?
I like it. Very
Like,
nice.
I don't know shit about it, but I think that that would be a shit ton of fun,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Full swing.
Absolutely. I love it. These questions for me, I think I'm going to really bank and start to come up with some answers for some things that don't require us spending time together to get to know this about us as, a partnership. But
Right.
because
Well,
he's
because
coming, I know
I'm
he's
sure
coming. So I got to get
oh
ready.
girl, I cannot wait
Yes,
to
girl.
hear
Amen.
all about it.
Amen.
But no,
Absolutely.
it's absolutely true. We have to just remember, and I was actually explaining this to my son.
Mhm.
Um, when you are in a relationship and you have the house, the bills, the kids on all different levels, and you're being pulled in every direction, and it's a shit show, and you're being pulled, and you're just being like pulled in every direction. that the last thing and the one thing that suffers is your marriage, is your relationship, because you just have nothing left to give at the end of the day. You're so tired. But the thing is, in order for all of those things, the kids, the house, the blah, 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 for all of that to work, you got to feed that. You've got to
Mhm.
feed the relationship, right? So
Amen.
let's give it a little hanky kanky.
I believe with men you can't go wrong. I mean, just people in general. I don't believe you can go wrong with it. It's just hoping that your partners are open and want the same thing, the
Yeah,
intimacy, because these questions to me, I think, are extremely physically sexual. However,
yes,
I think it really opens up to the intellect and what we covet close to us when it comes
right.
to sex, which is important to share so that your
Mhm.
partner knows these things, knows how to push your buttons. It's like a roadmap, like it's how often do we hear our girlfriends talk about, oh my God, I would never talk to him about that. I don't know what he would say, or oh my God, if I did that, what would he do? And
Right.
that's because we're lacking on intimacy.
Well, it's because we're not being
Big time.
transparent about what we want and need. And I think that that's a big issue. And that's the problem. We fail to ask for these things because we think
Mhm.
that it's taboo, or that, oh, well, if I tell him that I'm a kind of like bored with my missionary lifestyle,
Mhm.
is it going to hurt his feelings? It's going to hurt his
Right.
manhood. Is this like, am I willing to just not make him feel bad and just do it this way? But,
Mm.
and
I
so that
think
I
it's
think that that's
good.
the problem.
Yeah, I think we need to talk more. And I think
Yeah.
we need to get out of our head to say, oh, he knows me. He should know what I want. Men, we are
No.
not mind readers. And I mean, if we are, we got some questions. But I mean, I think these questions are good for any relationship that, like it says, when you're ready to heat things up. If you're already physical, you should have definitely had some of these questions. This is that getting to know you exploration time. And while I was in past relationships, I love to have days where we would have sex, but we would call it exploratory sex, where
Exploratory sex.
you're
Yes.
you are allowed to say what you don't like and what you do like in a
Yes.
nice way, but you're still speaking up for yourself and you're teaching while you're having sex. And
Right.
I think more of that needs to happen because every person is different. And I've heard in the past some other relationships when I would say, hey, could you do it this way? I don't like it that way. They would say, oh, well, it worked on everyone else before you.
Right. But it's like,
It's
but
just
I'm
not
not
a
fucking
fair,
everyone else, motherfucker.
it's
It's
not
just
a
not. I'm sorry. And so I'm sorry that, you know, I have that reaction, Dawn. I apologize that I have that reaction, but it's just like, it makes me upset when people just assume
right.
that you're going to want it this way. And so,
Absolutely.
you have to be vocal and you have to speak up, because you're doing yourself and your partner a disservice by not speaking up about do's and don'ts, what you want and what you don't want. Because I all I can say is that my spouse, he tells me what he likes.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
okay.
That's awesome. And we just can't be afraid to try new things. I think
Yeah,
trying new things, stepping outside your comfort zone, which takes a lot for people to do anyway, one, but
absolutely.
it can have such a significant benefit on the relationship. Trying new
Absolutely.
things. I wish I would have tried new things before. I feel like from 40 to 50, I spent the
Mhm.
majority of that single. And
Mhm.
I feel like in that time frame, I've done a lot of introspection into myself to know what I
Have
like,
you
what
done a
I
lot of
don't
self
like.
exploration, Dawn?
No, girl, been there, done that. That's old. I know what I like. I'm excited to figure out what I like with this new person because these things could change. The things that I didn't like before or wouldn't consider, I might consider now. And
Right.
that age old philosophy that 40s sex is okay, but in 50s the sex is the bomb, and
Watch
then in
out.
60s, girl, can't get enough. I can't wait. I'm so
Well,
excited.
just remember, STDs are the highest in old folks' home, in retirement homes.
I
It's
can't. I
crazy.
can't. Oh my
I
God. I
mean,
remember hearing,
all of those Golden Girls getting their groove on.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? Can you blame them? I mean,
I
like, come on.
can't.
I
I
don't,
can't.
although I don't understand why they think that they can't get STDs. That, like, that's interesting point that, I mean, do
No,
they think it just
it's not
ends
that
at
they
a
don't
certain age?
know. It's not that they don't know. It's that they don't talk about it because it's taboo to talk about you're having sex
Oh my
with
God, Sherry.
Mary, Dorothy, and Mary Joe in 307.
Okay, let me find out. Our first gig is going to talk to old people in nursing homes about how to protect yourself.
Listen, I did OBGYN for a long time. I got you. I can
Oh
totally
my
talk
God.
to them all
Can
about
you imagine?
the KY, the coconut oil. I got it. I can walk them through it all, including here's your acyclovir.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
God love them. So yes, I think this is a great way, especially on an evening where, let's just say, let's set it up, Sherry. When do you think you would ask these questions? Because I personally feel like you should set it up where you can't actually act out anything, but you can sit and
Yes.
talk and let that suspense build. And then when the opportunity presents itself, come back to that. That would be something I could imagine doing. Or your person is away on a work trip and you
And
send
having a
these
conversation.
questions.
Yes.
Yes,
FaceTiming. Yes.
send those
Because that
questions.
opens up a whole load of things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, but honestly, one of the best, to me, if you were to ask me, and this is a fantasy right now, asking all of these questions in a really cool circular bench lounge area, asking these questions with a little bit of like
Mm,
a Manhattan and just asking these questions. You two are just in that booth together and you're
hmm
answering these questions. That's
hmm
sexy.
Absolutely.
In
And
my mind's eye, that's sexy.
I agree. I think communication can be sexy. And I think we've lost that along the way. Everything is
Yeah.
so in your face, from the music, from the movies, TV. I feel like it has skipped the intimacy, it has skipped the foreplay. And granted, I think there are time and place for these things, because there's
Yeah.
always a time and a place where foreplay and intimacy isn't the goal at the moment. I get that. And we love those times. But I think
We
we
do.
also need to go back and we need to fill the box a little bit more. We need to decorate the room a little more, so to speak, by asking and really getting to know someone
Right.
before you
Well,
dig in.
right. Well, I also I totally with you, and what I need in it's listening, it's
Mm,
paying attention,
mhm.
right? Because sometimes you're speaking very, very loudly without saying any freaking words.
And
So
they
read the
still can't hear
room.
you. And they
In the,
still
right.
can't hear you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Girl, our time is winding down.
I know. I
This
know,
is
but this is so
good.
much fun. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
This is good. I'm looking forward to getting some reactions from people to share some stories, or share some other questions that they think would be good on the intimacy, because I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
bazillion other ones we could ask. But I definitely think we're going to revisit this one on a regular basis, because once.
I think this should be revisited on a regular basis because we're just a very small cog in this whole thing. And if we have these things, so does like a gazillion other people. And let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Why are we
Absolutely.
so afraid to talk about it? Do you masturbate? Do I masturbate? Does she masturbate? Who knows? But why be
Right.
afraid to talk about it?
Right. It's a part of life. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right.
What do you got for me?
Do you have any tips or anything? Do you have anything new? Anything you want
Okay,
to talk
so
about?
all right, so there's two things.
Product
So I did
wise,
make
because
okay, product wise, I did get the Jones Road foundation.
oh nice.
I did do a quick video applying it and putting it on, so I'm going to post that.
Okay.
But the one thing, and that will be self-explanatory about the Jones Road.
So you
But
like
what
it, you don't like it.
I I am not, it, it is a very, 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 very light medium coverage, not really even light to medium, because like, I have my sunspots. It really didn't cover them.
Okay.
But I did choose, like, I did show like how to choose your right shade, because undertones, et cetera, that matters. But yeah, Jones. But what I really want, you'll see it. What I really want to talk about is this. This is called Skin Iceland, and they are eye patches. Holy shit, they're amazing. You put them on for like 10 minutes, but it's like so cooling. Like you put it on and it's, oh my God, it's delicious. I love these. They work really,
what
really
benefits,
well.
Sherry? What benefits? Because everything can be
okay.
cooling. Everything can feel
So
great.
it is
benefits?
right. No, so it's got the caffeine and the, everything to make it just cool. It's that cooling effect when you're waking up and you have these puffy eyes. Instead of going and putting like the cucumber frozen mask, you put these underneath, and the gel has already all of this cooling. It's a gel and it's delicious. It's so nice. You just put it on, walk, have your coffee, take it off, put your makeup on, move on. It's great.
Gotcha.
Love it. Skin Iceland. It's wonderful.
Nice. Nice.
Wonderful.
For me, I don't have a product. I mean, I do have one product that I really love, but I want to talk about fragrance layering as well. Because I'm a mixer. I'm realizing that in my life, in what I look at creatively, I like to mix and blend. So I have a fragrance that I feel like is too strong. And it's like I can't even put on a little bit, and it just overpowers my senses. So I found a fragrance that kind of reminds me of it, but it has some different notes, and I've layered it. So I recommend you take old fragrances that you love, that you didn't really like, that you got laying around, and layer it on top of another one. Try it out, you never know. And then I'll deliver a product on a private video for Matte and Gloss. But I want to say to everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Matte and Gloss show. You can find us on IG, Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. And then we're also going to upload to TikTok here soon. And we would love to hear from you. Please leave your comments, share, tag.
Add to this. Yeah, let's add to this. Let's start this conversation, because this is like something we all need to talk about. It's very important that we all come together and help each other out navigating this fucked up life.
Closing word, Sherry. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time.
Mwah!
Bye.